Hi lovelies. I know you love that trendy Jayda Wayda hairstyle. I also love it because it looks so beautiful. But you love the hairstyle but you don't want to see it in a hairstylist shop. Say no more. And right here in this video I'll be teaching you how to transform that Jayda Wayda hairstyle into a realistic looking wig. And if this sounds like something you're interested in, make sure to watch this video to the end. And right here in this video, I'll be making use of this 11 by 4 frontal. I'll just go ahead and pat out a little for the baby hair on the side. And I'll be patting out this point. At this first patting, I want the first patting to look like a C curve. So it's going to look curved like a C. So I'll just gently make sure I get a C cut out of it. So I'll just gently pat it using this comb. I love using this comb because it makes easy patting. For this braiding, I'm making use of the shine and jam. I usually like to apply the shine and jam because it helps to keep every fly away air, helps to make sure they are well sectioned and there is no interferences from both ends. So I'll just gently apply it, then I'll comb this out. The next thing I want to do is go ahead to braid my hair, and the first part I'll be going in with is a very little portion of the attachment because I want this to look slim. So the first thing I just want to take out some portion. I'll braid this portion, and the next thing I'll be doing is going in with that small portion of it. This is the way I'll be adding. I'll add to this point. I'll braid, flip out the other side, pull it out. I won't take it in yet. Then I'll braid again. Then you now go ahead and take this in. Take another little portion, you add to it. You braid just the way you're seeing me do. So, not so, because if I explain, I might not be able to get much of the explanation. Just watch whatever I am doing here closely. Just watch this closely. You can see I'll flip, then I'll add another portion, add it to that my hand, plate. Take out the other end out first. Before I'll take the other end in, I'll be plating this, then I'll take the other end in, then I'll plait. Now, as I'm progressing, I'm increasing the size of attachment or the portion of attachment. You can see this next one I'm going in with is a little bit bigger or more than the first portion. And when it comes to Ghana braiding, there are several ways to make the Ghana braiding. So I'm making use of this particular style. I like making use of this particular style because by the time I use the other style, I don't like to see that part where you'll be seeing where the attachment was added. This gives you a very flawless and finished look. So I'll just go ahead and keep braiding till I get to the end. So by the time you stop adding the attachment is when you've achieved your desired size. And for me right here in this video, for this tutorial, I don't want something too big and I don't want something too small. So it's just an average size. So I'll keep braiding and I'll stop adding the attachment when I've gotten my desired size. So whatever size or whatever number or size of attachment you're going in with, this is dependent on the size, how big or how small you want your braiding or your braided hair to look like. So I'll just keep plaiting. So by the time I got here, I felt like, okay, I still needed it to look a little bit big. So I just went in with another smaller portion this time around. And I braided till I got to the end. So after braiding, this is what it looks like. This is what I have braided. And the next thing I want to do is do the same C part, but this suit, just watch what I'm doing closely. Just watch the way I am patting this. You could do your own Jayda Wayda wig in a different way, and you could want a different style of braiding, but for me I just wanted something very simple and unique, just like this. So I just checked the portion and I saw that this was quite large, and I decided to reduce that portion which I have sectioned, and I just wanted to look like a C, and you know a C is curved, so a curved C. So I'll just go ahead and make sure I cut the portion of that hair well. Now the first thing I like to do here is I just take a little portion out like this, then I'll braid first, going with a very small section of attachment, then braid. Just the way I did the first one is the same way I'll be doing the braiding for the second one. So just watch whatever I am doing here very closely. This particular style is very easy and it gives your braid or your Ghana braid a finishing and a lovely look. So just watch closely what I'm doing. So this is it. At this point I'm done. You can see what it looks like. Not to make this video long, I just decided to cut out so many parts. So this is what I've gone off camera. I just want to show ahead and show you the way I've parted it and what it is looking like. So I'll just go ahead and part this out and braid it. So this is what this pattern looks like. Going off camera to braid it. This is what it looks like going off camera to braid the hair. So this is what it looks like, what I've braided so far. This is the pattern I am going in with. So this is what it looks like. And on this side, I'm going to be doing a cross. That is a crosses. So this attachment will be crossing each other. So there's going to look like an overlapping on this side. So the first thing I just want to do here is just cut the first portion. Because it's going to be an overlapping, I'm just going to divide it at the midpoint into 2 equal halves at the midpoint, that is 2 sections. I'll go ahead and part out the next one, that is the second one, which would overlap the first one. So I'm trying to give this a particular parts, so a little bit of curved parts. So the next thing, just like I did the first one, after giving it the desired parts, I'll also divide it into 2 sections. Make sure they're on the same point. So I have divided it into 2 portions. So to overlap this way, and this other one is going to come this way. So I'll just go ahead and braid this, but I'll just make sure to cut it because I don't want this video too long. So when you get to this point, I'm going to be overlapping it. So I'll be overlapping it this way, and this would be going to this side. As you can see, you just cross it so as it moves to the other side, which we've sectioned. So you just keep braiding, and this is what it looks like. You can see they have overlapped each other, giving us something like a crosses. So this is what it looks like. Now this is the end result of what I've braided, and this is the particular style I went in with. So I didn't want this video to be long, so I had to cut this and just show the end results. Now the next thing we'll be going in with, making use of this black small rubber, and you'll be adding the rubber to the tip of the hair, just this particular tip. So you'll be adding it to the tip of the hair, and you add it all around. You're going to add it all around. So you're going to do this add this rubber all around to each of the hairs. So just small rubber, just make use of a black rubber because you don't want those colored rubbers that has to be showing by the time you are done, as this black will blend. So this black small rubber is what you need. So after I'm done, I just went ahead to trim this out because this is quite so long. So I just don't want it to be bulging or bulky. So I just went ahead to trim it. Now I'll be going in with the tape rule to measure the guidelines, and I'll be using 1/2 inch all around for my guideline. You can make use of 1 inch. This is dependent, but for me, I'll be going in with 1/2 inch all around. And this is what it looks like. This is what the guideline looks like when I'm done. So the next thing I'll be doing now is we just have to plait this after you've added the rubber to it and made the guidelines. So you just plait this. Just watch what I'm doing. So just plait it till you get from this tip to the end. So you just plait it. So you can see why I had to trim that hair is because if I don't trim it, by the time I'm doing this particular part, it's going to look so big, and by the time I do my sewing, that place is going to bulge out. So, and I don't want that because I want this Jayda Wayda's wig to look as realistic as possible, because of course I don't want anyone to know I'm wearing a wig, because that is the purpose of wearing a wig. You want to imitate the hairline or the scalp. Of course, it has to look realistic. So just watch what I'm doing closely. So by the time I've done this, so I just need to do is plait till I get to the end. So after the plate getting to the tip, or when I've plaited to the tip, the next thing I want to do is make use of that same rubber band to secure the end. Because you have to make use of this rubber band to secure the end so the mouth or the tip does not start to lose. So when you make use of this rubber band, it secures the tip and keeps it intact. So when I'm done, so what you're going to do is you see what I'm doing? Just place it on one of those lines you've drafted out, any line you want. So for me, I just placed it on this point. Went ahead to use a T-pin to secure it. So I'll be going in with the needle and thread to secure this. So this curved needle, I like making use of curved needles because it makes it very, very easier. So just pass from the hair into the cap. So you'll be sewing from the hair into the cap because you want to secure that down. So the first thing you want to do is first knot it well. So make sure to knot that part well. So you pass it from the hair into the wig cap. As you can see what I'm doing. You don't need to knot it. Just pass the thread or you pass the needle from the hair into the wig cap. So you're just passing the thread like that. You don't need to knot. When you get to the end, you knot. Or you can knot, as this is optional. But for me, I did not knot. I was just passing the thread through the hair and the wig cap, as you can see. Just watch whatever I'm doing close. All you just need to do is pay close attention to whatever I'm doing here in this video. So watch this. So by the time I'm done, like you can see, I'm passing from the hair into the wig cap. But when I got here, I'm just going to pass it this way and use the thread to hold that down. Just watch. As you can see what I'm doing, I'll pass it like this. I'm trying to secure the hair. So I've gotten to the tip of the hair, and the next thing I just want to do is knot it. So I'll just knot this, and I'm done with this to cut out the thread. So I'll just cut out the thread, and this is what it looks like. This has laid flat. You can see this is well laid, and even the braided hair is given. So you can see the rubber, I've used the rubber all around, and you can see what I have plaited. So this is what you are supposed to do, and make sure this part is not bulging and make sure it's flat. So this is it. So these are the rubbers I've added all through the hairs. The next thing I want to do is going with my curly weave on, and for this tutorial I'm making use of Lucy Princess, and I won't be showing a full video of how to do the sewing because if I do, this video is going to be long and I don't want to bore you out. I would drop a video tutorial on how to sew in a weave-on. So this is basically what you're going to be doing. You're just going to be sewing in your weave-on. So just to show you how to place this on that part which we have sewn. So you just do this, and by the time you're placing it, you're placing this weave on or the weft on that hair. As you can see, you just place it on it and pin down. Just what I'm doing. This is what you do. As this, don't worry, it's not going to bulge out because this is a coily wig, and obviously it's going to give a voluminous look. So don't bother about that part. It would not bulge. It's not going to be visible, or you won't have one part higher than one part. So you just go ahead and sew this down. Make sure you're knotting well, and make sure you're not having the folding of your wig cap. So make sure whatever you're knotting is smooth and you don't have any bumps on your wig cap. So just go ahead and sew in your weave onto your wig cap. So this is what I'm doing. So what you just need to do in this tutorial is just pay close attention to what I'm doing. So now to this point, I decide to do a double sewing, so a double weft. So you just place it exactly this. Now you're going to carry it round this way, the double weft. So you just pin it down. Pinning or securing it helps you sew better. So you can see what I'm doing. You can see the way I'm trying to pin this down. I am pinning it on the almost on the end or the tip of the side. So you just pin down. So pinning this down, like I said, would help you achieve a better and smooth sewing, and it's going to make your work very easy. So I like to pin down, so as it will make my work easy and make my sewing easy. So by the time I'm done laying this, the next thing I'm going in with the needle and thread. I'm going to first start by sewing it at this tip. Yeah, I'll pass it through this tip. So I'll just make use of a pin to secure that place down. So I'll just knot. So whatever you're doing, just watch what I'm doing. I'm trying to knot. I'm passing the needle from the weft into the wig cap, and that point which I've sewn the lace on that wig cap. So this is what you just do when you get to this point. So you just make sure you sew till you get to the other end. Now I've gotten to the end, and the next thing I just want to do is cut this out and also cut out the thread. Now we are still going in to cover this. For this part, I'll be starting from this side. You'll just use your pin to secure, and you'll be putting it on top of that hair which you've braided. You can see I am placing this now on top of the hair I have braided. So you just do this all round till you get to the other end. See, so you stop at this place, just the way you started from the other end. It's the same place you stop at this other end. Now, I think I missed some video tutorial of some video clips on this. So what I just did is flip this to the other side. So you can see what I'm doing. Then I'll sew. So what I just did is, instead of it facing the other way, I have just pinned it down the other way. So just watch what I'm doing closely. I'll explain better. So this is it. I pinned it in such a way. You can see I pinned it the opposite. So by the time I'm doing this, I'm flipping over, is covering. So because I'm trying to do a sewing Jayda Wayda wig, so I don't want to. I want no leave out. I don't want any leave outs. So that's why I'm using this. So you just go ahead and sew, and by the time I get to this end, so I'll just sew till I get to the tip. So this is it. You just keep sewing. For me, I just went on sewing. When I got to this point, because I'm using a double weft, because I didn't want this place to be bulky, I had to just trim that out and use a single weft at this point. So I'll just sew this down. So by the time I'm done, by the time I'm going to flip it, this is what it is going to look like. Don't worry, I would go ahead and adjust this so that it could flip well to the back. So I'll just make sure I'll still go ahead and sew till I get to the tip. So I'll make sure I'm knotting well. So make sure you're knotting well, because I'm knotting mine well also. So you just go ahead and knot. So by the time I've gotten to the tip of the sewing, so at this point I've gotten to the tip and I still have just little one, I'll just go ahead and make use of the scissors and cut this out, as well as cut out the thread also. And now I'm done with this. So you can see this is what it looks like by the time I'm flipping over. Now at this point, I don't want this particular point to show. I don't want this ribbon to show. So I'll just do this. I'll just flip it over to the other side and sew, just the way I've done the first part, because this has to look as realistic as possible. I don't want the sewing to show. So I'll just go ahead and do this other way, which we did the other part, and we'll flip over by the time we are done. So after we're done, you can see what it's looking like. It is not looking like there was a sewing at this point. So it has covered that point or that part. So this is what we have, and this is the final result of it. You can see what it's looking like. It isn't even looking like there was a sewing at that point. So it has covered the sewing, and this is what the back is looking like. So the next thing we'll be doing is to work with a crochet pin, this small crochet pin. Now I'll just make sure you pass your crochet pin through the rubber and take out the little portion of the hair. So you're just taking a little portion of the hair and passing it out through the rubber. So why I'm doing this is because it makes it look realistic and makes it blend well. So you just pass your crochet pin through the rubber, take a little portion of the hair. You don't have to take so much. Pass it through the crochet pin and bring it out from the rubber and take it to the back. You will see the difference by the time I'm done doing this. So I'll just do this for every point which I've added to rubber. I will take a little portion, take it into the rubber and flip it out. So by the time I'm done, you can see this is what it's looking like. It is not looking like there's a sewing. So the next thing I just want to do is I just want to make sure that part is not bulging out. I want to lay it flat. So I'm going in with my hot comb to just help lay that place better, don't forget we did a flip over. So as that flip over can sit well, that is why I'm making use of this hot comb to make it relax. You can see the difference now. It is not bulging anymore. It is now relaxed. So I'm just going with this hot comb to just press it. So by the time I'm done doing this, this is what it's going to be looking like. And here is the result by the time I'm done. This is the final look of this Jayda Wayda wig. And you can see this is looking beautiful already. The next thing I'll be going in with my mousse. I'm making use of this above mousse, and I'll be adding it to just the braided parts. So just go ahead and gently and generously apply it and generously spread it around the hair, as this will help to give the braiding or the weaving parts a finished look and help to keep fly away hairs. Next thing I just want to do is go in with my above oil sheen and apply to the hair because I want it to shine a little bit. And before I did this, I went in with water and my leave-in conditioner first of all to define the coils. Now this is the final look of the hair. This is looking realistic. Nobody is going to know this is a wig. I just went ahead to add a little of those clips to it to make it look more attractive and fancy. So this is the result. You can see this is even well blended into my skin. You're not going to know this is a wig, and on the other side is me without those clip, just to show you what it looks like. And the center is me on the clip. When I wore this, nobody believed this was a wig, and this is so beautiful. Now we've come to the end of the video. Thank you for watching this video to the end, and I'm sure by now you could make your own Jayda Wayda wig. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Love you all.